Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? It is Tuesday, March the 15th. It is almost St. Patty's Day for you Irish people out there. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. Hi, IG. How are you all doing over there? YouTube, Facebook, what's going on? I pray everyone is having a great and wonderful Tuesday thus far. I am on here tonight. We all be talking about some poverty mentality. Do y'all know what that is? Do y'all know what that is? A poverty mentality. Poverty mentality. Oh Lord, no, let me cut that down. But before we get that, we are going to go to our Did You Know in Black History. Oh, wait. Go to Let's Grow with Yo-Yo's page if you want to comment. I can show your comments from there. I hope you all are here joining me tonight. All right. We're going to wait a few more minutes before we get on with the show. Let some more people get on. What's going on? I'm hot, y'all. It's hot today. Well, we are going to go ahead and go. I got some people over here on IG. I got some people on YouTube. Facebook, where you at? Where you at? Facebook, where you at? Facebook. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and go and get on this show. Did you know in Black history? Hold on, I got to put my glasses on, y'all. I'll be forgetting about that part. Anne Lowe, born in Clayton, Alabama in 1898. She was a formal dressmaker. She learned how to make dresses from her mother. When Anne's mother died unexpectedly and Anne was left to finish jobs that she was where her mother was actually working on making dresses and things, Anne had to take over and finish the jobs that her mother were doing, which launched her career in fashion. In 1950, Anne opened up Anne Lowe's Gowns in Harlem, New York. Anne designed dresses for the Rockefellers. Y'all know who them. They was big, prominent, high society people in New York. And the Roosevelts. You know, our president and his wife. So that is your Did You Know in Black History. Did you know in Black History? Well, tonight, y'all, we are talking about poverty mentality. And before I get started about that, I want to read a little bit of these statistics here. Most of everybody has, the United States, $70,000 in credit card debt, over $60,000 in student loan debt, about $196 in mortgage payments, and $56,000 in car loans. This is for America. This is what the statistics say for what people have and how much. Now, credit card debt is crazy. I don't see why people have a lot of credit card debt, but whatever. I use my credit card now only for emergencies, and that's it. But I picked this topic tonight, which I really didn't want to do it. I'm going to be honest with you, because people really don't like talking about money. They don't like when you call them out about their finances, right? I know I don't. I know I didn't. I know I don't. I'm not even going to sit here and tell that lie. But here we are. I picked this topic back in December 21. Why? Like I said, people really don't talk about their finances. But I feel like in order to get better, we need to talk about how we get to a better place in our life when it comes to finances. So there are so many sayings: more money, more problems. Money is the root of all evil, blah, 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 blah. Can I dare say that money isn't the root of all evil? It's the people that hold the money that's the root of all evil. Does that make sense? Money is not the root of all evil. It's the people that hold the money that is the root of all evil. Let that marinate in your soul for a minute. There are rich people that have a poverty mentality. Can you believe that? There are rich people out here, people that's, I call them thousandaires, millionaires, that have a poverty. They make $1 million and spend $1 million like that, right? Poverty mentality. So what does poverty mentality mean? First, you got to figure out what poverty means. Poverty is a state of someone who lacks a usual or social acceptable amount of money or material possessions. That's poverty, right? But when you have a poverty mentality, it also means that you get $1,000. You take that $1,000. Hey, Brittany girl. You take that $1,000. Instead of saving like $700 of it, you take the whole $1,000, go get your hair done, your nails done, buy shoes, clothes, ball out with your friends, but don't have no money in the bank for a rainy day. That's a poverty mentality. That is when you are just, you don't care. You'll rob Peter to pay Paul. And I'm speaking from experience because at one point in time, I was that girl. And sometimes I feel like I am that girl, especially during COVID. I was in a house. I ain't work. I wasn't going out. I was cleaning people's homes, with the business and stuff. But I really wasn't doing it a lot because people were home. And I wasn't trying to go to somebody's house and catch COVID, whatever. But when I was here and I was bored out of my mind, I was on Amazon. I was on, Lovely Wholesale. I was on H&M buying stuff that I didn't need. I resulted back to my poverty mentality. I resulted back, IG, YouTube, to my poverty mentality, which is crazy, right? So a few weeks ago, I was watching Instagram. They have the reels where, people do things on Instagram. And it was a skit, a reel with Shaquille O'Neal. Y'all know who he is, famous basketball player, whatever. And he stated he was talking to this wealthy man. He didn't give the man's name, but he said he was talking to the man, and the man told him, "You are rich. You made $1 million, but you spend 75% of that $1 million and only save 25%. You'll stay rich with the 25% save, but you won't be wealthy. You won't have the wealthy mentality to do what you need to do or to grow your business," right? He said what he does, the wealthy man, he'll make $1 million. He'll save 75% of what he's made and spend only 25% of that. He'll ball out. That means his houses, his cars, his trips is only spent from that 25%. And that 75% stays in the bank. It accumulates interest. He can build on it with some stocks or whatever he had. That is a wealthy mentality, a prosperous mentality when it comes to finances, right? So that made me think about, of course, like I said, when I was in here during COVID, if I would have saved every time I got paid 75% of my check, that 1 year alone, I wouldn't have to work. At least for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years. I say 3 years. If I would have saved my money in that 1 year, I would have not been in that poverty mentality. Y'all can't see Instagram's question, so hold on. it's hard to save 75%. Okay, it is hard to save 75% of what you make. Let's say you get a check, you make $2,000 every 2 weeks, right? You know you're going to you know what your bills are. You know how much you're going to make. You know how much, you tally up your bills for the whole month. You know, you make this amount. I'm going to pay this on the 1st, pay this on the 15th, or whenever you get paid. Why can't you take out of that $2,000, $100 of it and put it in the savings? Or if you're feeling froggish, $200 of it and put it in the savings and do not touch it and live off of $1,800. That's $1,800 every 2 weeks. So that's what? $3,600 that you're living off of, but $400 is in the bank every month. So, you are actually saving money, right? Get out that poverty mentality. What I had was this stuck with me in the last year. I also heard a similar thing, not just with Shaquille O'Neal, but a pastor was talking about poverty mentality, but that wasn't the title of his message. But he stated that a lot of people won't save a dime. They get it. They know they got it. Let's ball out. Let's go. Let's go eat. Let's go do this. Let's go on this. Let me buy food for everybody. Now listen, if you got it, you got it. It's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying about the majority of Americans are living at that poverty line, meaning they can't ball out. When you get your taxes, you want to go get rims. You want to take trips. You want to go out to eat, redo your whole wardrobe. Listen, I was in my closet about a month ago, and I said, you know what? I half of these clothes in here I don't wear. One, I ain't gonna be a size 8 again, and don't want to be a size 8 again. Why do I have a size 8 clothes? Got them out of there. Clothes I bought that I do not wear because it looked good, but then I bought it and was like, well, no, I'm not really. I'm not wearing it, so it's just sitting there. I got rid of 3 full trash bags of clothes. 3. Stuffed them, folded them up, stuffed them in there, whatever. Then I did my shoes. I got rid of like 100 pair of shoes and still got a whole top row, bottom row, half of a closet full of shoes. So that goes to show I don't need no more clothes. I don't need no more shoes. I like to get nice stuff. Don't get me wrong. But this is my thing. So my thing now is for my birthday, I'm going to do something that I like, that I want to do. And I'm going to get something for me. I'm not going to do it again until Christmas. Right? So I can save my money and then I can ball out. I'm a single parent that has a daughter and a father and another child. Right? This goes for married households, single parents, single children who are living on their own, whomever. Get out that poverty mentality. Once you transform your mindset, you'll transform your living. Now, let me go back to my notes because I don't want to skip over everything. Back when I was telling you when I had COVID, even before, like, oh God, in my early 20s, when I was in the Army. Now, I'm in the Army. I was in the Army making money for the 1st and the 15th and thereafter. My lights was getting cut off. I had a car that was repossessed. Now, I was in the Army and I was making money. But when I got the money, I might have paid my bills. But I also was balling out. I was like literally drinking all this. Well, alcohol was it. Clothes, doing this, doing that, going out, I was doing it all. But my mentality wasn't to think about the future. It was to think about the here and now. Now, who would have thought? Let's think. Back then, if I would have saved the majority of the money that I made then, when COVID hit, I wouldn't have to. I didn't have to work no more, right? I was off work anyway. I did have money saved up, but it wasn't enough that I, like, after a year, it was like, man, I gotta go back to work because I gotta replenish my savings. I have to replenish this, right? I have to do this. I have to do that. So when you have that mentality of, I got it, so let me spend it. That's not a good way of living. That's not a good way of living. So as I got older, and actually when you get older, wisdom sets in. What's the question? Sorry, y'all. It's Insta. Well, how do you change your mentality? Well, how do you change your mentality, y'all? It's not easy. It's not easy changing, because you're programmed into, I got extra. Like now, if I have $200 in my hand, this is what I do. I will get money. I get paid. I take out money that I want for the week for gas, if I want to go out to eat, or if I get my nails done. Once that money is gone, I don't go back to the bank. I had to tell myself, I leave my debit cards at home. I leave my credit card at home. But I had to stop that because something happened while I was out one day and I didn't have a debit nor credit card. So I take one debit card, leave the rest of them at home, and take cash. That way, once my money is gone, I'm not dipping in, I'm not swiping my card for unnecessary stuff, right? I went out of town with a girlfriend of mine, nowhere in particular, but we went out of town, and we went to this mall or somewhere, and I was like, thank the Lord I didn't have my regular debit card, because I saw stuff, I would have been like, hey. But then I was like, you know what? I do have a debit card and there's money on it, and I'd rather just have that money for just in case. The reason why I said that is because soon enough, a week or two later, my pipes bust outside. And me, I'm thinking the city will fix it. Called the city, they cut the water off, but that pipe, they was not fixing. They weren't fixing it. They were like, no, ma'am, that's your cost. And so I called, I have what, American Home Shield. American Home Shield said they don't fix the pipes out there either. I said, well, dang. They was like, if it was inside the home, yes, but it's outside the home. Okay. So guess what? Now I have to go, and I called a plumber. Now he dug 2 inches in the ground, a PCP pipe about this long, he had to replace. And he took some of that glue that I forgot what kind of glue it was, and he put around $655 for him to dig. And I said, you know what? I could have went and got me a PCP pipe that big myself. Would have had them cut it and got that, because they sell it at Lowe's or Home Depot. Got that tape and put it on it. I would have done it myself. $650 later, I had to pay. Now, what if I would have went and balled out with my girlfriend, right? What if I would have done that, and then I'm sitting here like, oh my God, how am I going to pay this, right? Another instance is my battery just died. I had my car was brand new in 2018. I'm the original owner. They said the battery will last up to 5 years. 19, 20, 21 is 3 years. My battery went out. I had to buy a battery. And the battery for my car is not cheap. It started off at $200. And I don't have no big, expensive luxury car, but it was expensive. So that goes to your mentality. If I would have just spent all my money, I wouldn't have been able to do these things. And that's what I try to teach my girls. If you spend all your money, when the things that you want to do, you got to come and ask me, then you don't need it, because I'm not going to give it to you. You're grown. You're an adult now. My 21-year-old wanted to go to Georgia. You spent all your money. Guess you ain't going to Georgia. Yes, I could buy her ticket. Yes, I could, but I'm not. Because what you're going to learn is in life, if God forbid something was to happen to me, you got to be able to have your money to do what you need to do, right? Pay your bills, do that and other. You can't spend mommy money all the time. I went out of town this past weekend with another girlfriend of mine. Had a blast. I had money, cash on hand, and I had my debit card just in case. But luckily, we didn't have to do all that. But I'm grateful for being able to go. Like, it was a short notice. I didn't have months in advance to buy a plane ticket and go. I bought a ticket, and we was out like 2 weeks later. That's how that went. So you have to get your mindset to think, what if I want to I have a trip coming up in April for my birthday. I want to go. I've been wanting to go to Alaska for the longest time. I don't know why I want to go to the cold, but that is one state I want to go to. So guess what? I ain't wait. I asked people they want to go. Everybody came up with excuses. Not a problem. I booked my flights. I booked my room, and I'm out of here. I'm not saying I have it like that. I mean, seriously, but I saved and I worked hard to do nice things. Now, I don't go every week, every month, all the time. I do not do that. I say no to a lot of things. Like, I was asked to go to Belize. I didn't go to Belize because I knew I was going to Alaska, and that trip would have cost, whatever. So you have to be mindful and think in your mind, what if something was to happen? I don't know what that noise is. What if something was to happen and I can't afford to pay for a tire? What if something was to happen and you can't, someone in your family dies and you can't get there because you don't have the money to get a plane ticket? So, or money to get in a car and drive to where they are. What if you are, what if, right? It's a lot of what ifs that happen in life. And a lot of it deals with money. A lot of it. Not just your money, but your credit. Now, I always was like, put it on my credit and whatever. But now I'm like, no, let me go ahead and pay this off, because what I don't want is something on my credit. I don't want it. I don't. Not when you work too hard to get your credit straight. Now I be like, let me go ahead and pay this thing. Okay. But I had to learn from where I was in my 20s, from where I was in my 30s to now where I'm in my 40s, to where I'm like, okay, nope, I'm not going to do that. I ain't got the money for it. There was something on something I wanted to buy so bad. And God was like, you don't need that right now. It was a purse. I don't need another purse, but I wanted it. But I didn't get it. But it was cute. It's in my my shopping cart, but I'm not going to buy it. It was these bad red bottom shoes that I want to get. It's in my shopping cart, but I ain't going to buy it. It's not a necessity. It's a want, right? A necessity is, my printer went down. I need a printer. I needed another computer. Got another computer. Well, I got a laptop. My client's sweet self bought me a laptop, but I wanted a desktop. But my daughter, my youngest one, also needed it for school, right? So I said she has a laptop, but we needed a desktop too for some of the stuff that she needed to do. So I said, oh, I can either buy it out or we can establish credit for her. And that's what we did. We established credit for her. So when she gets her money, I told her, you got to pay this bill every month to build your credit because you don't have any credit. She don't have no credit, right? So I'm trying to teach her that having your own and your credit, you get anything because you get anything on credit, but you have to pay the bill to sustain your credit, right? So it's all about getting your mental straight. Like God wants us to live in abundance. He wants us to have an abundant life. He wants us to be able to go out here and be fruitful and be a blessing to somebody else. So how can you be a blessing to somebody else if you ain't taking care of yourself? If you ain't doing the things that you're supposed to do for thyself, right? If you not paying because listen, before I do anything, what comes out of any money that I get my tithes. I get my tithes, and then I pay my bills. No, that's a lie. I get my tithes, I pay myself, and then I pay my bills. That's crazy, right? To pay yourself first? Nope. I give my tithes, I pay myself, meaning I put money in my bank account for me. I pay my bills, and whatever's left over, I'll have cash in my hand for me to go. Like tomorrow, a friend of mine's birthday. I'm taking him out to eat because it's his birthday. It's cash on my hand. I got it left over because what happened was I broke every single nail that on my finger while I was out of town this weekend. But I digress. I'm really upset about that, but we're going to go get it fixed tomorrow. So I'm going to take him out because I had some money left over. And now, don't get me wrong. After I take him out to eat and get my nails done, I'm still going to have some money, right, in my possession that was left over from paying myself, giving my tithes, and paying my bills. All that, right, was a mentality that I have to start to prosper and work in the purpose that I need to be for my future financially. Like I have a client that's blind that I make sure he has home health people there, that he's doing good, whatever. He lives alone, nice place. And he was a doctor. And he also told me, he was like, majority of the money that I paid, I lived below what my what his annual income was. He lived below that, meaning he made $160,000 a year. He said his house and everything. You're so stupid, boy. I can't. Hey, SSB Kennel. He lived below what he made, meaning his house, all his bills equaled up to like, let's say I'm just gonna throw out $60,000, $70,000. I don't know, right? His house wasn't $100 and something thousand. Well, it was $120,000 because he bought the house back then. Well, it's praised it more now. I don't know. It's like $60,000 then, but he added to it. He added a bedroom, another bedroom, and stuff like that. He did that. So when he got older and like now he can't see, he can't work, he can't do anything. He don't have to because he saved enough to take care of himself. And he the one who bought my laptop. Because I was like, look, I need another laptop. The one I had keep freezing up. It's getting on my nerves. I was like, so what? He researched it. He said, your laptop will be here in a day or two. He bought me a laptop. I thanked him very much. I appreciated it or whatever. But he also taught me how to, I don't want to say be frugal, but be smart about my finances. Because he was like, do you think you could get away with not having another laptop for right now? I was like, yeah. 6 months later, I was like, because my laptop was moving slow and it was doing some things and it was freezing up. It was doing a lot. So that's why he got me the laptop. He said, I want you to. Now, come on. Now, he's blind. He doesn't work. He hasn't worked in 15, 20 years, I think. But he lived off of 25% and saved 75%. I'm not saying you need to do this 75%, but let's say 50-50. Live off of 50, spend 50. Live off of 40, save 60. Change your mentality of what you do and how you do it with your money. So that brings me to, you have to change your mindset. You have to grow and understand that living a better life is also maintaining your finances and not living paycheck to paycheck or doing stuff that's going to payday loans are not good. Don't get no payday loan if you can help it. Do not get, because that interest rate on them payday loans is ridiculous. And it'll hurt you more than it'll help you. So these are all these little things that I've learned and that I wanted to share. So we, especially African American people, Black people, can get out of this poverty mentality that you have to ball out and have everything. A new pair of rims on your car, the new J's that come out. It's the same J's, just a different year. I mean, come on, they all look the same. A pair of shoes, get your hair done. Now listen, yes, my hair is done. It is a wig. But this wig can stay on for a whole month and I ain't got to do nothing else to it. Right? Be smart about your money, people. Let's get out this poverty mentality. You are dumb. You're a retarded boy. You get out your poverty mentality. Get out of that mentality of trying to think just because you have money, you got to spend money. Now, if you have a business, in order to make that business grow, you got to spend money. But do not go broke. Or stop saying broke. Don't say I'm broke. Say I'm rich. I'm prosperous. Say I'm this, I'm that. Get out of that mentality, y'all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I wanted to say about this poverty mentality thing tonight. I want us to do better and be better when it comes to our finances, our so we can live and live prosperous, y'all. So that is that. I hope you all have a great night. You're retarded. And remember, your mindset. Change your mindset. You change your life. Thank you. Have a blessed and wonderful night.